Hello, this is Mentoring Gaming. I'm Nafanic, and I'm back at Plain Railway Empire. And it will be my fourth attempt to complete this scenario from this save. And now I know that first thing first, I need money. So I'm going to issue some bonds, the most expensive one. So first, this town, Berlange, I need to connect it to the Wikstrom farm and to Vasteros. So let's do it. Surprisingly, even though I'm kinda annoyed about my unsuccess, but at the same time, not too much. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the challenge. What with this curve? Yeah, much better, I'd say. Supply tower. Parallel track that will go to Vasteros. I think it's a bit too long. Maybe I need to make it shorter. Extend the train station in Vasteros. Change connection to the tracks. Connect this track to Berlange. And I'm out of money again. So no matter what I do, I'm still out of money. I think that this is my main issue. Okay, but I will not wait until I get money. Instead, I will buy a locomotive and set up a rail line between Berlange and the Wikstrom farm, the opposite direction from farm to Berlange. So already it will make possible for Berlange to start growing. And I have some research and I think that I should spend them on something. Security guard. Security guard will go to Northern Fisheries, Stockholm. Awesome. So, because of the snow, everything is very slow. And I really don't know what kind of solution there is. I haven't found that out yet. But I'm getting some money, so soon I will be able to complete this track. Well, snow is receding, so everything will start moving smoothly and swiftly soon. I need to connect 120,000 people, and my best result was 110,000 people. I wasn't very far off, but it wasn't enough. Right, trains started moving faster. There's also another project that I have in mind. I need to connect Northern Fisheries and sausages from Stockholm to Örebro, because they are suffering. They need food. Okay, now I can complete my track. And now I need to wait for money to buy another locomotive. Meanwhile, I will put some signals. Okay, can I buy locomotive? I think yes. Not the best one, but it will be enough for now. And set up a new line. Berlange to Vasteros. Okay, now onto the project of connecting fish and sausages to Örebro. First I need to build a parallel track here. It's kinda expensive, so maybe I need to make it shorter. So I will pause the game and I want to check how every town is doing. Wait a second, well not a second, but like maybe till, it's April now, maybe till May, hopefully. And I will connect you to fish and to sausages. Vasteros. Well, this is like the worst business, because at the moment no one wants your aquavit, because it's in demand only starting from, I think it was 65,000 citizens, and everyone is very far off from this point, so... But I will connect you to these vegetables a little bit later. Then there is some wood, and everyone needs wood, so I will connect Probably Uppsala first to this wood, and we'll see how it will go. Okay, let's do it. So first thing first, I need to buy a locomotive to connect Northern Fisheries to and sausages to Örebro, because they are starving. Right, Uppsala is growing. I don't know why, but that's awesome. So, right, I can buy a locomotive now. Let's buy this one. Because it will be mostly, well, not mostly, it will be the only freight. So I need to have a good reactive power. So, from Northern Fisheries to Stockholm to Örebro. And it will be all manual. So first Northern Fisheries, 5 fish, Stockholm, 5 sausages, and Örebro accept all and doesn't send anything in return. Great. This is done. Now I can think of ways to make it easier and faster for this train to reach Örebro. So I think that I will need to add parallel line here, parallel track, a short one, but it will make difference. Good, so next thing is connecting these vegetables to Vastoras. I will have to wait for money to complete this connection. Everything is about money and snow if it's winter. But also always can try and make the truck cheaper by removing the expensive earthwork. So this is the train that I'm cheering for the most. So ideally Örebro should be happy right now. I'm expecting some growth. Hopefully. Yeah. Do I have enough money to complete this? Yes, I do. Wait, what? I received bonus! Thank you! This is great. Add locomotive, this one. And let's set up the line. Good. So it's a bit tricky here. So I need to play some signals. So now Vasteros should be growing too. Okay, so Stockholm wants some milk. Do we have any milk anywhere in the vicinity? Well, that's too far away now. Well, then I will have to connect you to businesses that I can connect you to. So I will connect this wood to 2 towns, to Uppsala and Stockholm. I think it will work out greatly. I'm actually almost, well, not almost, but almost can afford it. But I will need to build a parallel track here too. Can I build my track yet? No. Maybe after a second. Yes. Right, well, I mean, I'm doing my best, so, but if I fail again, I will start over. That's not a problem. I have money to buy a locomotive. Not the best one, but this will have to do. I will connect the wood to Uppsala and to Stockholm. So I have some money. Can I do anything good somewhere? Here is another town. Is this out of my reach? Yes. Uppsala grows, which is absolutely marvelous. Vastera is growing too, Örebro is growing too. Everything is more or less good. I think that, if I started doing this earlier, I'm almost there. It's just 10,000. It's not too much.
Oh, regrettable. Really regrettable. I had the impression that it was justified to place my trust in you.
You see, the problem with recording Railway Empire scenarios is that you fail so many times, so that voicing over and over and over again it's just cumbersome. So what I've done is that I recorded, and now I'm doing a voiceover. It's obviously a success. So we have 2 businesses with the connection bonuses, and I'm going to connect them through one train line to the main train line. So as always, I don't have enough money to complete the track. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to delete that ugly line between Wikstrom Farm and Örebro, and it will give me a lot of money. I also do it step by step because there is a train with some grain that is going to Örebro, so I'm going to wait until that train reaches Örebro, and then I'm going to delete the whole track. Meanwhile, I'm just building more small train stations and complete the track here. You don't have to buy a locomotive and set up a line to receive the bonus, which is great if you ask me. And this is where I remember that I actually wanted to connect the wood and the vegetables to Uppsala and Stockholm, not Västerås. So I built a new track, and that little piece of track will stay unused, which will help me greatly by the end of this scenario. Not scenario, that task. So right, waiting for this train to reach Örebro with all the grain before I proceed further. And Västerås doesn't have any business yet, and I was actually worried about that because I wanted it to have knitwear production. Buying a locomotive and setting up the line between the wood, the vegetables, the Uppsala and Stockholm. And of course this line has to be manual so that everyone got the products that they need to get. And I'm building a double track here so that the new line could coexist with old lines between Uppsala and Stockholm. And another doubled track, this time closer to Uppsala. It looks great and it works. As the train with the grain is coming closer to Örebro, I decided that it's time to issue another bond and to buy the new area. I'm still upset that the game didn't notify me that it was available now for purchasing. I tried it a couple of times before and I couldn't buy areas. And now then suddenly I could, and I don't even know at which point it became available. Finally deleting this ugly line completely. Beautiful. And now I'm connecting this new farm in the new area to Örebro instead. This track is a bit tricky, and in the end it still will be a bit wonky because of the hilly area, but I think that it turned out fine. And here I'm connecting Berlenge to Wikstrom farm. But mind you, I don't have money again. Checking up on trains if everything works fine, because even though I'm pretty confident when I set up those lines, sometimes you just mess up. Here I'm deciding that it would make sense to connect Uppsala to Fisheries too, so that the train would go from Uppsala to Stockholm to Fisheries and then from Fisheries to Uppsala with fish. Waiting for this train to get unloaded so that I could complete the track between the Wikstrom farm and I'm lost here and Berlenge. Here it is found. And then there is this train line between Stockholm, Västerås and Örebro, and I want that sausages from Stockholm reached Örebro, so I'm setting up a manual train line, and I'd say that it was successful in the end. People from Örebro loved sausages from Stockholm. So there is a sheep wool business in the new area that I need and kind of have to connect to Uppsala. So I'm connecting it through this track between Patterson Farm and Örebro. And it will be a long track, but in the end it will work. I'm surprised that it worked because it's a really long track, but I created a lot of new, well, not a lot of, to be honest, but quite a few efficient double tracks. So it was all okay. It's also boring and slow and quiet during December and January, so I'm here trying to entertain myself by purchasing shares. I even got a bit of a profit. And I consider this the best investment of innovation points. 30% off new locomotives, that's great. And finally, in April, I've got enough money to complete that track. Signals, of course. And a double track. Setting up more double tracks so that that train with wool could get easily to Uppsala. Bought a locomotive and now let's set up the line from wool to Uppsala, back to the wool, through Västerås. Why Västerås? Because Västerås has a business that produces knitwear that needs clothes that will be produced in Uppsala. The next thing on the agenda is to expand the station in Västerås so that I could connect Västerås to Berlanga. Building the track from Västerås to Berlanga, and as always I don't have money, so the track won't be complete soon. Watching the train with the wool, how it's going, how fast, because this is the critical train for this whole situation, because that town needs to get wool. And finally connecting Berlanga to Västerås. And I'm checking how many people connected, about 100,000. Look at me, I even have enough money to purchase a locomotive and finally really connect Berlanga to Västerås. And to Uppsala, but I can't connect it right now because when I expanded the station in Västerås, I didn't connect this track to the main line. So I'm connecting it now, and the train from Berlanga will go to Uppsala through Västerås, and it worked great for benefits of all involved towns. And it's September, and here I'm thinking how I should connect both of these towns to my network. Linköping is going to be the first town to be connected. And this is where I'm noticing that most of my towns are growing, so there is a hope. October the 1st and 103,000 people connected to my network. And this is where I got enough money to complete the track. And that makes it 110,000 people. I didn't even buy a locomotive or set up a line because what matters the most, the number of connected people. It didn't matter, and it doesn't matter that there is no train line. It will be important later, of course, when I will be growing the number of citizens in those two towns, but at this point, this is just, I need to connect those people to my network. This is it. So everything's good, my towns are growing, so what I need to do is connect this town to my network now. Nyköping. Building the track, and I'm really worried here because it's November already, and I'm kinda not very far off, but not very close to my goal. And it just doesn't help that the track is very expensive because the towns are very far from each other, so I don't have money to complete the track. But look, the number of connected people is growing because my towns are growing. I mean, look at this, 114,000 people now. And I know that if I connect that town, Nyköping, then I will reach my goal. I just need 78,000 kron. But it's December, everything is slowing down, so I'm not expecting to get enough money to complete the track. And here I remembered that yes, this track exists and I get money to complete that track.
In the light of your latest progress, the question arises why the railway in Sweden has not had a breakthrough at an earlier date. However, you will probably succeed.
And if you ever played Railway Empire Scenarios, you know how happy I was at this point. And on this note, I'm editing this part because it was a success and I was very, very happy. Thank you for watching, see you next time, have a nice day, bye bye.